Every year, thousands of people from all over the world come to Amsterdam to attend the largest convention in the world of television broadcasting, IBC. This year, several students from different countries, united by one goal, came here to find their way and get acquainted with new technologies. Together with them, we delve into the wonderful world of IBC to become stronger and better. And the founding fathers of the convention will help us.
If you came to IBC, well, as I did 20 years ago, it was all about equipment and systems and so on. Very technical stuff, yes, hardware. Now you walk around the show and you will see it's all about software. And so the big change really is this move from that type of environment into the new environment, which is going to be all digital software. It is a future zone. You are getting a chance to see what people are playing with. Some things will never come to fruition. Other things will, you say, my goodness, that's fascinating, that will take off. And so that's a great zone, particularly for students who are going to look at the new areas. Other than that, I think you have to really look around and say, my special interest is X, and then look for places to go. But I think that's the best one.
I think it's really interesting that we've heard a bit about at IBC is voice and speech recognition. And I think that is a really interesting one. It's not mature yet, but it could be a new way that audiences find of discovering content. And in so doing, it may mean that they then bypass existing ways of discovering content, and that has a threat and an opportunity to existing broadcasters.
You should miss any of the halls and any of the exhibits, because I think everybody's innovating and needing to change. So you just need to spend enough days here and take it hall by hall, really.
It is not a secret that students want to get into the industry and return to IBC as employed industry specialists. What skills do they need to be able to secure a place?
One of the problems broadcasters have to deal with is, at the moment, there's a kind of a clash happening. You have in broadcast facilities either people who are very skilled in IT technologies, or you have people which are skilled in broadcast engineering. And these, not necessarily, they're different ways of thinking, different ways of building infrastructure. They have to work together to create this IP infrastructure. So the missing part is really this hybrid broadcast IT engineer, which knows both sides and knows how to implement IP infrastructure for broadcasters.
Data analytics, people that can code, so computer scientists, people who are interested in special effects. The other great areas are craft skills, where there's a shortage, and the UK has got a tremendous production boom, and we are known for post-production, so all those post-production skills are really important. Sound people as well, post-production editing, vision mixers. And then on the creative side, a really important area, but one where it's quite hard to get started, is actually writers of scripted content.
Now you have to have people skills. You have to learn how to be a good communicator, because the places you're working at are relying on you not only for your knowledge of the technology, but your ability to help the non-technical understand the technology. Because everywhere you go now, the operators, the people, the creative people, are now much closer to the technology, and they need to understand it. You can be the best technology person available, but if nobody can talk to you, that's a great detriment to you, because you're not part of a team.
What were your first steps in the TV and broadcasting industry? What kinds of difficulties did you face?
I started out in Germany. I'm originally from Germany as a programmer. I did software development, but I was also an avid digital photographer. So I was looking for something where I could combine the two. have my technical experience and also do something with photography, video film. And at that point I wasn't really aware that this would be a trend in the industry.
Well, I was a student apprentice working for a company called Thorn Electrical Industries, which doesn't exist anymore, of course, because I'm talking very nearly 60 years ago. And I was trained in all the departments, and that was television manufacturer at that time that I trained in. So I went into that. I then subsequently moved on to the cable television.
I came in the industry quite late, really. I've only been in the industry 10 years, so I've come from industries where these changing dynamics of digital transformation have been taking place long before it hit this industry.
I always kept my interest in technology and worked at the college radio station because I could fix the stuff. And I worked in Los Angeles in radio. I like the technology, so I'm going to stick with media. And so I started engineering more seriously, started working at more radio stations, then got opportunities to move into television, and that's sort of been my progress. And then going where jobs were. I was never tied down, so if there was an opportunity where I would be challenged to learn things, that was where I went. I had opportunities and mentors and people. The reason I'm a member of this society is because this society offered me help, support in ways that at the time it was the best way.
All those companies need HR people, they need finance people, they need legal people, and so forth. So I came to the industry via management consulting. So I used to work at Accenture as a partner in the media and entertainment practice. And my background is strategy and corporate finance, if you like, so deal making and growth plans.
What would you wish to the young specialists and students of the broadcasting industry?
Don't be afraid to experiment. I think what I also experienced was you have time, right? Take the time to find the area which you like and try to grow in that area, and don't be afraid to do the first step. And from my experience, it was like everything starts with one step, right? And do that step, and don't hesitate, you know. And if something fails, it fails. You know, try something else.
This is my wish, that they would keep the passion and drive that they bring into the industry. So I think we need that to really drive our industry forward, and be imaginative and be passionate about what you do. And I think that will change everything in the industry.
Don't give up on it's a passion. I mean, that's the thing, is that if you lose your passion for what you're doing, it becomes a job, and we get bored with jobs. If you keep your passion, don't ever put on blinders so that you don't look to the left or the right, because it's amazing what you'll see that will capture your imagination and take you in that direction. Embrace the idea that it's not technology, it's so much more than that. It is a global, you're part of this global storyboard that is just fascinating to work in and is very dynamic and changing.
And my final bit of advice is to understand finance, because whether you're a freelance or whether you're in the industry, you need to understand what the commercial business models are, and also from a personal point of view understand how to make money and conserve money in the industry.
I just hope they enjoy the experience, really, and I run training within the Society of Cable TV Engineers. I'm very keen to train people, and when you are trained you will be a lot more efficient and you will progress well, so don't be afraid to renew your knowledge. I think is important, and I wish that could be put over better to people, and I wish that big companies would promote that a lot more, and I think that would help the industry and would help the people.
Inspirative,
skillful,
intelligent,
creative,
talented, best,
powerful, strong,
future.
IBC is a good start for any young professional. Do not miss the opportunity to learn something new and to communicate with those who are already in business. Come to the IBC. See you here next year.